G'day everybody. Well, it's about time we did some more work on the old air raid siren. It's been a fair bit of time since I've actually done anything with it. It was actually a school project, year 10 I think it was, or year 10, year 11, I can't remember, but yeah, basically as my project was to build a machine that would convert one form of energy into another, and so an air raid siren can convert kinetic energy into sound energy, so that's sort of where it fits in. But yeah, it's been a fair bit of time since I've really done anything with it, and in that time it's actually fallen apart. That's actually the whole pulley for it, and it's, yeah, broken up a bit. I've got to put that back on the rotor. That's its, I suppose you call it a stabilizer really. I just put it on just to stop the, take any play out of the end plates on this thing, but yeah, I've got some eraldite so we can finally fix this thing up and get it working properly, get some more noise out of it. Yeah, it's fairly hot in here. It's only about 30 degrees outside, but as you can see it's almost 40 in here. It's very hot. But anyway, I've got the first rotor fixed up. I'm actually using the shaft as a holder just to keep the actual impeller fin in line with the rest of the hole and everything for the shaft on this. And yeah, it is sitting on an oil can, but yeah, I'm just going to leave that. It's 5-minute cure, but it'll take 16 hours for it to properly set solid, so I won't be running it today. I will get on and just glue everything else I need to on, because I'm actually going to put some fins on these edges to basically get rid of a bit of the clearance between these rotors and the outside edge of the stator, which is one of the main problems I actually had when I first built this thing. Was I didn't have enough, I left too much clearance. It was about there, and it's got to be right up against that edge. So I'm going to cut out some bits of either soup can or aluminium flashing and actually just put them on, glue it to this outer edge and just have it extend out a bit, and then I can just cut it and trim it and if I need to and get it to fit. But that'll be the main task now. While that other one sets solid, I'll start on this one. Well, I've started putting the rotor fins on this. I've got 2 on at the moment. The eraldite does take a while to cure. I didn't have any thick enough aluminium flashing. The stuff that I've got at the moment's way too thin to it's too thin and flimsy to be used on this, so it'll just get flattened over in the first spin up of it. So I've just cut up an old soup can and just cut little strips out and bent them over at a right angle, or roughly a right angle, and just glue those on. They don't have to stick out very far, they're just enough to reach out to this edge a bit more. Of course, I don't want them hitting on the edge, because then it will just make noises as it's tapping on it, but it's just so it reaches out, and as it goes past, it'll help with the buffeting, which is how these things work. It's just air gets drawn in through the rotor, which will be going around in here, and as it's exiting from it through these gaps here, it's getting smashed up against these edges and causing the noise. Of course, these the stators I actually made out of a bit of old drain pipe. It was some of the industrial stuff I had lying around, and I just cut it into the correct size and machined it down, and came up quite nice actually. But that's 2 down, 8 to go or something, because I got 6 on the, oh sorry, 5 on this one and 6 on the other, which is still curing over there. But I'll get all these together and then do another part on it. Okay, on to day 2. I've let all of the rotor fins cure for overnight, about 10 hours or so since I put them on, and they've come up real nice. They don't stick out very far, they don't need to, because all they're doing is just reaching out from the rotor to this outer edge, giving it less clearance and more of a popping noise. So hopefully when I spin it up faster, it'll be able to produce more noise. Yes, I know some of you will be asking, yes, but hang on, the rotors were slightly eccentric to the outer edge and they didn't quite fit in. Now, yes, I know, I have taken that into account, and what I'm going to do is actually trim each of these individually until I can get them to spin freely inside the housings. It's going to be a bit of a tedious task, but it needs to be done, so I'm not really going to complain. But once I've done this one, I'll then move on to do the other one, and once I get these on, we should be ready to spin it up and see how it goes. Well, there's the first one done. This is the number 5 tone, by the way. I actually, when I built this, just to save myself a bit of time, the originals actually have a 10 to 12 port ratio, but I actually halved it to 5 to 6 just to yeah, save myself a bit of time, so I'm not standing cutting holes all day, all year, which it almost turned out to be. But the good thing is that actually it's all together. What I've had to do is actually take a bit off each of the edges. Just had to put a bit of taper on, because since these are slightly off center anyway, they run on eccentric. They're actually ouch, got a bit of that in my foot. Anyway, yeah, since these run eccentric, they're actually getting pulled out and hitting on these outer edges, making a loud screeching noise and wearing away the pipe edge and everything. So I've just gone along all of them and actually just taken off the just a corner of each, and that's actually gotten rid of that problem. I'll give it a demo. I'm going to do that one next, and then we'll stick it around the sideway and see how fast we can rev it. That's working much better now. Working a lot better. The funny thing is, this is actually the low side. That makes the low tone, that one makes the high tone. Yeah, it's when you do actually look at it for a bit, it is quite horrible, that run out on it, but there's nothing really I can do about that. The important thing is it's balanced, so it's not going to shake itself around. But that's working well. Let's get number 2 done and give it a test run.